Hello everyone. In this video we will discuss about alkanes. This is a special class of compounds uh, which you will be studying in detail. But before we jump onto alkane and explain what alkanes are, let's discuss about carbon. So what is the atomic number of carbon? Carbon has atomic number of 6. That means it has 6 proton and 6 electrons. 6 proton and 6 electron. So what is the electronic configurations of carbon? So electronic configuration of carbon is 1s2, 2s2 and 2p2. So how many valence electron carbon has? So valence electron is the electron that is on the outside cell. So the outside cell is the second shell is the most outside. So the electron present in the most outside or outermost cell is called valence electron. So in this case, how many valence electron we have? We have 2 and 2 here. So 2 plus 2, 4 valence electron. So what is the Lewis dot symbol of carbon is? Lewis dot symbol for carbon, it's basically what we do here is we represent these 4 electrons around carbon atom, one on each side. So now you realize that carbon has 4 electrons on each side. So if we look at here, CH4, so what does this mean? This means carbon can make a covalent bond with each of these hydrogens right here. So I'm just gonna do a Lewis dot structure of carbon. So carbon, the electron from carbons are pink. Let's put the hydrogen as blue. So what hydrogen does is, hydrogen has 1 electrons, right? Hydrogen atomic number is 1. So obviously it has 1 proton and 1 electron. So all hydrogen got is 1 electron. So now hydrogen will give this electron to this partnership. So maybe I should put it here. So both carbon and hydrogen put forward 1 electron, and then what would you get? You'd get something like this. So carbon here and hydrogen. So if you look at here, now carbon has, so these type of sharing of electron is called covalent bond formations, right? So carbon has 8 electron on its outside now. So now carbon has a claim to all 8 electrons. So that's the rule of octet, right? It needs to have 8 electrons to be happy. Okay, so carbon is right now is making 4 bonds with hydrogens, right? So carbon is making 4 bonds with hydrogen. So each single line represents 2 electrons. So if I look at this line here, this line represents these 2 electrons. And where does these 2 electrons comes from? One from carbon and one from hydrogen. So carbon is making single bond with hydrogen. So what is a double bond? If you have 2 lines, which is not possible. In this case, carbon is all single bond. So when carbons is only containing single bonds, that's the kind of compound we call alkane. So it's a carbon and hydrogen containing compound with only single bonds. So that's what alkane is. We'll see one example. So building these molecules are extremely easy. I know some of you have played Legos. So think this as a Legos, right? So in summary, all you have to focus on this. So carbon can connect on either side, either 4 of the sides. So you can attach anything on either side. So I can attach hydrogen here, hydrogen here, hydrogen here. I can attach another carbon here. But if I attach another carbon there, now this carbon should also have 4 bonds on either side. So on here, I could attach anything. I could attach hydrogen, hydrogen, I could attach hydrogen here, I could attach another carbon there. So when I come to this carbon, the carbon atom third, this one should also have 4. So when you draw structures, so make sure you are drawing this with your hand so that you will get training how to draw this. So when you are drawing these type of structures, so just pay attention. Carbon should always have 4 bonds, not less, not more. It cannot have 3, it cannot have 5. It should always have 4 bonds around it. If you have 3 or 5, then that means it's wrong. So these kinds of structures are called expanded structure. So this is called expanded structure. So you will be asked in exams and in homework, draw the expanded structure. So in the expanded structure, you have to draw all the carbon bonds out. All right. So I'm just gonna number here. Let's say this is first carbon atom, this is second carbon atom, this is third carbon atom. So now we're gonna write the condensed structure. Condensed structure. So there are 3 different ways you can write this. So practice with expanded, then we're gonna slowly move into condensed structure. So let's look at the first carbon atom. So the first carbon atom here on the left, it has how many hydrogen? 1, 2, 3 hydrogen. So we write that as CH3. All right. So that's our first carbon atom. What is the second carbon atom? Second carbon atom has 1 and 2 hydrogen. So that one we are going to write as CH2. So that's our second carbon atom. And what is the third carbon atom here? Third carbon atom is CH3. And they're all connected by hyphens. So make sure you practice all this. Okay, so this is the condensed structures. The last type of structure you'll see in the book and everywhere is called line angle structure. Okay, in line angle structure, we don't write hydrogen, so no need to show hydrogens. We just assume the hydrogen is there. No need to show hydrogens. So each carbon atom, okay, this is the line angle structures. So each corner, you don't need to exaggerating, but I'm just making a exaggerations on the corners. So each corner represents a carbon atom. All right. Okay, so these are the 3 different type of structures that you need to know for this ones. So let's go back here. You should revise your 103 or 101 or Gen Chem 1 concept, where what is the structure of the CH4 methane? The structure of methane is tetrahedral. So this structure is tetrahedral. So what is a tetrahedral structure? Tetrahedral structure is kind of a think of this as a tetrahedron. So it's kind of hard to draw here. Maybe I wish I have a model I could have shown you in the class. So it is, so it's 4 corner of a tetrahedron. So this one is pointing backward. So this bond here is pointing away from you. It's like, and this one is pointing out towards you. So the dot that is called dash and wedge representations. So the dash is pointing away from the plane. The wedges is pointing towards you. And these 2 lines are the line on the paper where you are writing this. Obviously, this is H, this is H, this is H, this is H, and the center is carbon, right? And each angle is 109 degree. So it is not technically a 90 degree as we write here in the paper, but in reality this is something like this, tetrahedral structures. All right, so let's do one quick example. We're gonna talk about the nomenclature in the next videos, but can you draw an alkane with 6 carbon atom connected linearly? All right, so let's try to do this one. So question is asking draw an alkane. What is an alkane? Alkane is a compound between carbon and hydrogen. So it's a carbon chain. So alkanes are carbon chain. So I should have written down the definitions. So alkanes are carbon chain connected only by single bonds. All right. Okay, so the question is asking us to draw an alkane with 6 carbon atoms. So what would you do? Draw 6 carbon atoms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got it? We got 6 carbon atom. Okay, now each carbon atom should have how many bonds? 4. So first one, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2. So we still gotta do 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4. And the last one is this. All right, so make sure everybody has 4 bonds around each carbon atom, and you just add hydrogens, right? Hydrogen, 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 hydrogen. So this is, what kind of structure is this one? This is our expander structure. Okay, can we do a condensed structures? Pause the video here and do it yourself, and on pause now. Pause the video now here and then on pause to see the answers. So first one is, I'm gonna write right under it so you will see. First one is CH3, next one is CH2, next one is CH2, 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 and the last one is CH3. Okay, can you do a line angle structure? Line angle. Okay, so line angle is simple. You don't need to show anything. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4. So each corner is a carbon atom. 5, 6. And that's it. You don't have to write 1, 2, 3 if you don't want to. So this is the line angle structures it's gonna look like. So it's 1 carbon atom, 2 carbon atom, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I have to point, so this one point here, 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 and this one point here. All right. Okay, so what is the formula? So formula for this one, let's count all the formulas. So you have how many carbon atoms? C6. How many hydrogen? 3, 2, 5, 2, 7, 2, 9, 2, 11, 3, 14. So we got 14 hydrogens, right? CH, H14, that is the formula. What is the formula gonna be here? It's gonna be 1, 2, 3, so that's C3, H, so 3, 2, 5, 3, 8. So if you noticed, the formula is always gonna follow this pattern. So it's gonna always follow this pattern, CN, H, 2N plus 2. So that means if I have C10, if I have a alkane with 10 carbon atom, then how many hydrogen technically I should have? I should have 10 multiplied by 2, which is 20. 10 multiplied by 2 plus 2, so it's gonna be H22. So you can easily derive the formula, right? So how do I get this? CH 10 multiplied by 2 plus 2. So what should be the formula with 5 carbon atom? C5. So it should be C5H 5 multiplied by 2 plus 2. So that's gonna be C5H12. That's the answers. So that's how you should always get the answers. Can you draw a line angle structure with 5 carbon atom? It's pretty simple. 1 2 3 4. We gotta do another one. So we got 1 2 3 4 5 carbon atom. All right, so that's all I had to say in this video.